Vi har en väldigt intressant punkt som handlar om Kenya och massajerna. Och rubriken är om ursprung, äkthet och utveckling. And now we'll have two speakers together. We have Daniel Oloka, exactly, just what I said, counselor, Narok City in Kenya.
Yeah.
And you are the most beautifully dressed
Thank
man
you.
today.
Thank you very much.
If you lift up your red coat,
You
yeah.
want me to?
No, wonderful legs. Beautiful legs. What do you have on your right side? What do you do? What is this? Yes, I've seen you been. Yeah.
It is a sword.
Your sword?
Yeah.
And the other thing? Is that...
The club.
The club?
Yeah.
So if somebody's threatening to fall asleep, you just run and...
Yeah.
Okay, good. And Fredrik Broman, you're a photographer, and you've been working together for many years. Yes. Please tell me about your experience and your products and what you do in Kenya.
Yes.
The stage is yours.
Me and Daniel have been working together for almost 13 years, sharing experiences, but also working together in two different safari companies that both have are working together with the Maasai community. So it's not really, and that's a relatively new thing, actually, in the safari business. So we have a short presentation, half an hour actually. We have here.
Really?
Thank you.
We are a bit short on time.
Yes, I know. We'll hurry this up. So.
Can you hurry it up?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's too bad.
So to speak, I live in the cold world. I live up. We called. How many have heard about Swedish Lapland? It's quite a few actually. I live in Råne River Valley, 70 kilometers northwest of Luleå, and the area of Norrbotten and Västerbottens län, some parts of Västerbottens län, are building the destination Swedish Lapland since a couple of years, quite successfully. And I'm a photographer, and I'm working with that kind of development up north, but I have another leg in Kenya in the business that Daniel has been developing with the safari companies. He will tell you all about that and his life.
Wonderful.
So it's contrast, yeah?
Yes, right on with Daniel's story.
Yes, I'm just starting to click here. Yeah, so this is where I live.
So this
Råne
is
River
not
Valley,
Kenya?
yeah. No, this is Råne River Valley,
Okay.
Swedish Lapland.
Yes.
So we're going to start with the contrast and then go down. I have 2 slides and he has 37.
Good. So.
Yeah, so this is where I live, and it's so interesting to hear all the development projects going on in different areas in Sweden. And both me and Daniel, I'm translating to Daniel because it's so much in Swedish, of course, then. And we are all both getting ideas about how to cooperate and share ideas between our cold destination and his warm destination, so to speak. We work also. A lot of you are talking about this, how to develop small companies and how to attract guests. And I'm and Daniel together are also working with visual strategies, both about safari tourism and tourism in Sweden. That's what I do then. And sometimes a picture like this, I live just around the corner there, don't attract to all the markets that you actually want to reach, because these rich people can't see themselves in this picture, because they, I can't go there, I will freeze to death. Or who is going to take care of me or whatever? So a visual thing that we are developing now is this, to actually attract all the rich people in the world so they can get an idea of themselves sitting there in the snow. And that we will also start doing with when you're working with tourism in Kenya as well, with Maasai people, to attract these really, really urban people that have lost the connection to the wild, to try to get them in for a start. Someone told it, just get them there. Yeah, the eagle guy there, you told about that. Just get them started, be interested in nature. On to Daniel. Daniel.
I'm from Kenya, Maasai Mara, and I would like just to say the Maasai people are pastoralists and nomads. We have livestock while we are taking care of wild animals. We can actually, you can
show the area where Daniel is living.
Where I live in a small village in the savannah which is actually surrounded by just fenced. And we have 100 lions, hyenas, leopards, elephants, and buffalo. And we Maasai, we normally have only clubs. We have a sword and a spear. We don't have a gun. And we actually living with eco-friendly with these animals without any problem. Animals are also very intelligent. We have corridors whereby when people know that a certain animal,
let's go there. You can see
yeah,
the kind
that
of
is a
village
village.
where Daniel live, yeah.
You see now all the shrubs in the savannah surrounded by elephants, lions are surrounding us with no fears at all. And in a Maasai village, we have cows inside there. We have some traditional houses. They are not iron sheet, but actually it's made of muds and shrubs from the bush, and then a fence. So as a man, you have to be very alert in the night. In case of anything, maybe a lion can pop in. It's not a role of women to come out. It's only men, so that you can face the lion, the king of the jungle. So that is actually how the Maasai traditional huts look like. That is a house of Maasai. Those are Maasai's ladies. We have a very, very, very rich culture. When we have ceremonies in our culture, women do actually come together and sing some traditional songs. And that is how actually the Maasai village look like. A young boy is actually grow up in a manyatta, and his father can actually train how he can actually survive in the savannah. Because we have lions, we have hyenas, and the small boys of 11, 10 can go out and take care of the sheep in the savannah. So this young man is being trained. You see now the sheep. The sheep are there actually in the closure. But during the daytime, they go out, and actually young boys can take care of the sheep in the savannah. Those are cows. We normally take blood and milk. That is a cow is being milked. We actually just have to tie a cow on the jungle fence. We have an arrow. Then we take the blood with a living cow. We don't kill a cow. We have a very, very special way of taking blood. We mix with milk and we drink. Before we get this Western food, we normally take just milk and blood and meat. And we look after, and we look strong and healthy. But nowadays, we have a lot of problems. I don't know because of these spices. But there before, Maasai are very strong, enough, capable of going for a long safari. But nowadays, no. People even, they are not strong like the older people. So we believe that blood and milk is really nice. That is calf. Being, you see a Maasai is looking after calf. So the problem of lions, hyenas in our culture is not a big deal. And a Maasai cannot actually run away from a lion. You better eaten by a lion rather than leaving your cow to be eaten by that lion.
So it's like a cultural
It's a
issue
culture.
that you don't do.
You
that.
cannot go to the village. If you go, all the women's girls mock at you. You are a coward man. So you have to protect your livestock. That's the lion. Actually, a Maasai have been living with these animals. And he have there to do a lot of research. And he found that the lion is the king of the jungle. And he said, I have to face this king of the jungle. So that's why a Maasai man have to take a sword, a spear, go to the jungle, look for a lion and face it. Because the lion is the king of the jungle, and a Maasai want to be the king of the savannah. So that is why we normally have a traditional, that an warrior, if you want to know that you are a man, you have actually to kill a lion during your warriorhood. So that is why we normally go and hunt lion, because we feel that it's the king of the jungle, and we have to face. And when you kill a lion, you actually become famous. You get a lot of respect within the community and a lot of girlfriends, for your information.
That's true.
That's a leopard. The same case I said, it's not a big deal with the Maasai to have a lot of carnivores surrounding them. Even if they come along across the villages, the Maasais, they don't really have a problem. They have to know the corridors of these animals. For instance, we have learned that these animals has a lot of importance because we get a lot of income. In Masai Mara, many tourism come to Masai Mara. We get a lot of money. And in this case, we don't have to kill these animals because that is the that we have seen that there is a lot of money coming out of it. And also the government of Kenya also giving an awareness of the community that these animals are very important. When they give them, they are not actually, when they see an animal, like now you can get a leopard in the savannah and maybe he has a problem, you can report. And actually, these animals are being taken by the community, local people. They don't really fear, they don't want to finish, they want to conserve because they have seen that these animals are very important. And there before, they have been actually living with them. And there before, they know the corridors of this. When we see that there is a leopard somewhere, boys will not take cows along that area. When the leopard gives birth, for instance, a female leopard, they know they don't take cows on that direction. We have different direction whereby the elders can actually instruct. Because in our community, the elders are the head of the law, that we have customary law, whereby the elders are the one to administer or to tell the young people this is the direction the cow should be taken. So we are actually taking care of these animals because of tourism investment. You see lion in Masai Mara, roughly, they had a lion count, and they roughly got almost 300 lions. But these lions, they normally move from Kenya to Tanzania because of migration. So they follow the wild beast. So these lions actually, and when lions ask food, for instance, when they have plenty of antelope, zebra, gazelle, they don't actually come to attack cows. It's only in April and May. When the wild beast go to Tanzania, we have some few cases. But we have some few cases whereby maybe when the boys go to look after cows, a cow being attacked by a lion, and actually in some cases, the Maasai also been attacked by a lion. But it's not a big deal that we have to maybe to demonstrate or having a lot of controversial issues that we don't want lions because they are eating our cows. No, we have to look west. We said that direction of nowadays is the custody of lions. So we have to take our cows the other direction. So that is how we are dealing with wild carnivorous in Maasai land. We have elephants. Elephants is the most a bit dangerous animal because it's so huge. And because for the lion, the Maasai cannot really see a lion as a problem, or even a leopard as a problem. The big problem is the elephants. KWS is Kenya Wildlife Service, is in charge of the elephants. In case of any problem, they can actually report and tell the KWS to take charge of the elephants. And if it happens that somebody has been killed by an elephant, KWS come in and maybe they see if it is an elephant which actually causing a problem, maybe coming all within the villages, they can be called out.
Yeah, that's the Kenya Wildlife Service.
Kenya Wildlife Service, it's a government organization. So it's in charge of, in case of any problem, we can report. And as I am a representative of a local authority in Narok County Council, the game reserve belongs to the community. And actually the revenue is being collected by local authority, local county. That actually we are helping the community to develop schools, develop health centers, pay school fees for unfortunate kids who are not able to pay for their school fees. So that money is going to the community. And by doing this, the community really appreciate. And by doing this, the community really see the importance of having this wildlife. So we the Maasai have been custodian of wild animals. And if you try to go to Tanzania, whereby the Maasai are living in Kenya and Tanzania, those are the most places you can find the carnivorous animals. Because the Maasai have a belief that you are not intended to kill an animal for meat. It is actually forbidden that a Maasai eat a wild meat. This is because when you eat a wild meat, it bring a bad omen to your animals. If you have cow, for instance, or sheep, and it happens that you eat meat of a wild animals, it happens your cows die, it can come a calamity, any kind of disease, all the cows will be swept away.
So it's
So
like a taboo to eat
yes, so
game
it's a
meat,
taboo.
Yeah.
And that is why I think, that is why the Maasai people have been actually having a lot of wildlife around them, because they don't hunt for meat. Another community, for instance, in Kenya, have been actually killing these animals for meat. Until some areas there is no even a bird, because they hunt for meat. So because of this traditional way of life, the Maasai could be able also to support their animals. That is Daniel Oleleuka having a guest in Masai Mara. You see now, that is my spear. That is my club. That is my sword. I am well prepared. In case of anything, I will take care of you people. So
How many has been on safari in East Africa or even South Africa? And you know, at the map we saw in the beginning of Masai Mara, that's a game reserve. And inside that game reserve, walking safari is not allowed. But now in the surrounding areas, that's where you find many new products developing by the Maasai themselves and Maasai communities like Loita Hills, where Daniel is from, or north of Talek, a Maasai town in northern part of Masai Mara, where you also get lots of different Maasai groups going together, building, going together, founding their own reserves with new activities, new different ways of approaching clients and take them out, like walking, for example. Yeah, like this.
So now you see now, we normally have a walking safari. We get early, very 5. We organize ourselves. We go by a jeep for something like 10 kilometers. Then we drop. We have 3 guys, 3 guides. 2 can actually go ahead something like 100 meters away from the guest. And then 1 guide can be with the guest to tell you more about the footprint of animals, because we follow. If a lion had passed there, if an elephant had passed there, tell you more about the shrub, type of trees, whereby the Maasai people can drink. You know, Maasais, they don't really take tabs in hospital. They have some traditional trees which the old people can actually tell us that we can actually boil and mix with milk, and we drink, and somebody become, if you feel stomachache, you feel you have malaria, you can actually drink. So they can actually, one guy can tell the guest about that, and the other one can actually have a distance to view, to see if we can actually come as far as 50 maybe 50 meters next to the lion and even to the elephants. We just see, and then we go back, retreat back, we take our guest back.
But that's because of your experience then, to because you have lived with these animals for generations.
Actually, yeah, you know, elephants, there is some side whereby, like now an elephant, when the wind is flowing in this direction, it is not good for you to come on that direction. You better come in this direction, because the elephant can get actually a smell. And an elephant is not really a very bad animal. If he's not actually getting your smell, and he can see you, you are very close, no problem. But when it gets a smell, because it has a very, very, very long memory that people have been hunting, that is why for mechanism defense, it actually can hurt you. So we normally know direction of which direction are we going to pass, so that the elephant not get a smell, the leopard even. And also we can come across a lion male with cubs. And it happened that they actually run towards where we were. So it is actually, we as the Maasai guides, stand still. You know, when you stand still, just stand still with the lion, you don't really do like this. It's just like a dog. He can come, roar, and then you go back. But you need to be brave enough, because sometimes you think it's not going back, and maybe you want to run away. And when you run away, they have that instinct of running and killing. So he can run after you. So you have to stand still, holding your spear properly, in case of any problem. In case of anything, you are ready also, because you cannot give a lion also to come to hurt you. So that's how we normally actually do as in our camp. You see a Maasai with we normally put some earlobes there before. That is the way you can know that these are really Maasais. When they have actually their earlobes, and then they can put beads, and then they can also use when they have their own traditional ceremony. So that is more or less about our safari and our, yeah, that is actually, now, we have a modern world coming in. We, the Maasai, we don't want to be left out, and that's why we have a sword, we have actually a club, and we have the phone. We are also networking. So we have also, now we are also in the world. We can call you, Sweden. How are you, Sweden? How is it? Is it cold? So actually we are now doing actually eco-friendly tourism in Maasai land. So the Maasai actually are putting carnivores, and when we had people who really doesn't like these animals, we are not really, we feel it's not really good, because I think there before, where when a human being was created to come on earth, he found animals on earth also. So I think also animals has rights to live. And when we said we finish all the animals, I think also life, if you try to see, it doesn't have any importance, because there is everything as is, like hyenas in a savanna. When we kill the hyenas, for instance, you know, hyenas are very good cleaners of ecosystem. Like now, if a cow dies, it is actually the role of the hyenas to make sure that there is no bones at all. So these animals has a lot of value, maybe income, or it can also clean the ecosystem. So I can say that let us just see ways and how we can put these animals in place, because they are very important. And now, a Maasai, we don't really, in our life, we feel that when you have cows, you are a comfortable man. Without a car, without anything, when you have cows, it is actually, you'll be somebody recognized, and it's a role of a man to make sure that cows are safe. So you can see that man, Iskimemia, we have been with him in Sweden.
You used to guide at Col
Yeah,
Modern.
we have been at Col Modern with him, so he's taking care of his cows. So when I go back, I have to count if my cows have been actually managed. If somebody have to come and sell it, I have to count my cows properly. Because if you don't have cows, it's just like you don't have any money in the bank. So nobody will actually have to listen to you. So you have to have cows in our community, especially elders. Elders in our community, they can actually get status. They can be respected. An elder, when he has cows and a family, when you have a wife and cows, you can be recognized as an elder in the family. If you have cows, no wife, sorry, nobody recognize you. So to have a wife is very important.
This is also Kim. He's also together with.
So you see now, we normally actually have our jeeps in the camps, and we do normally take our guests to the field to see the games. So, and actually, these camps belong to the Maasais. We have some Swedish friends, like Broman. We have another guy called Jonas. We have been actually collaborating with them, and we are having now camps and cars. So they normally send tourism to us, and then we take them for the game. And that is the cars of our camp, JK Safari.
Yeah. And what you also can see during the latest years is that the Maasai guides that had been working on these camps owned by Norwegian, Swedish, mostly actually in the northern part of the Masai Mara, they are now turning into like freelance guides, and they're getting their own land cruiser so they can freelance for other lodges and they can develop their own products. And then these companies like JK Safaris and Base Camp and other can even there develop more products, because the Maasai are innovative, you know, and so it's really a good thing going on there. That is from the origin, from the Maasai also.
So, you know, our cows also has a problem. Maybe the cows can, that is Jonas. Jonas is a Swedish man from Uppsala. He had, it was 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a wedding, a Maasai traditional wedding with him. I was the best man. in Masai Mara. So the cows can also get lost. So what make you or the community can know that your cows belong, this guy is being blessed. We have a traditional belief that when the elders bless you, when old people bless you, you actually prosper. But when they cast you, there is the difference between cast and bless. When actually they cast you, you'll be nobody on earth. When actually they say that you have done something wrong to me, maybe my mom or my dad, when they cast me, I'll be nobody. Maybe I become a addicted drunkard. Maybe I become a crazy boy. I don't want even to look after cows. I don't want even to go to school. So this boy is being blessed. It's Monico. And we actually give a name of a very brave Maasai warrior in Masai Mara called Monico. So his son is Jonah's son. He's called Monico, being blessed by elders in our traditional way. So that is actually Naila, Jonah's wife. We actually putting fire. You know, in our culture we have fire. During the night, we put fire and then we sit around the fire. Then we try to talk more about the future, what is happening, especially the elders. They call along the youth. We sit around the fire. Then they can actually narrate some stories. Long time ago, what had happened, the changes. Because when you sit with the old people, they really wonder. Because they say, we have the same problem. The young generation are running to urban areas, looking for employment. They don't really want to stay. They don't want even to cultivate, because there is a lot of land to be cultivated. And in town, there is no employment. So it's a big problem, because they are leaving the remote areas to come to urban, looking for a job, and there is no job. And they go home, there is nothing there. So the older people trying to counsel them, that you people know there is no need of you going. Let us work here. Because when you work, you actually get, when you plant something like maize, you plant something like beans, you can sell it and you get money. So
how does the young look upon the combination of the development of the tourism business and traditional life? Is that the way that some choose now?
Yeah. Actually, there before, we had a problem, because when tourism come in, this is something like 86, 85, most of the people, they don't want to go to school, because they get easy money. So after class 7, they drop. They go on maybe guiding tourism, and they come out of school. And then we have the local chiefs. We call them upon the councillors. We had a meeting, a very serious. We say, no, this is not the way. We need everybody to go to school, to Form 4, and then to colleges. If you want to be a tourist, if you want to be a guide, fine. Go to the college and then you get a certificate, you can come and lead the tourism. So, but now actually, that thing have changed. Those who now are actually guiding have been actually having their own certificates. They do the test, and then, because we have managers in the camps, so that is the only way you can be given to be guide to guide the tourism now. So actually, this idea of tourism in the Maasai have really changed and improved the standard of poverty.
Like myself, I've been there for 13 years, on and off. I lived there for 3 years together with you then, but I'm very impressed of how fast some of the Maasai guides, I mean, coming from a very, very traditional lifestyle, and just in a very short time period, like 5-6 years, my opinion is that they're excellent guides, speaking good English, the Ma language, the Swahili, and they also have a very good social skills with guests. How come? How has this happened?
It usually happens that when you are with tourism or tourists, when you guide them, they don't know your vernacular language, and you don't know Swedish. So what happened, for those few who knows English, they tend to say, when they say the lion, as a smart guy, you know this is the lion then. So you'd be actually trying to also to recall. So it is a kind of training Like Imemia, he have not gone to school, but he can actually speak well, nice English.
Yeah, I remember when I
Like
came there,
young
you
Moses.
were among the only
Yeah.
guys that actually had good English
Yeah,
then, back 13
yeah.
years
Like
ago.
young Moses, he have never been to school, but now because of tourism sector, they are now really they are brilliant guys. I was actually mentioning about the cows. Cows belong to all Maasais. The Maasai have a strong belief that cows belong to them. Be it the cows you have in Sweden, it will belong to us. So tonight I am taking all the cows back to Kenya.
Do you remember when, was it Tony Blair that took the decision to burn a lot of cows because of the mouth and foot disease in England? Then I was sitting in I think with with some of the Tyke families, one of the elder, and then that news reached the Masai Mara that Mr. Blair had burned, I don't know how many thousand of his cows in Great Britain.
So that guy is not allowed to come to Kenya.
Yeah.
Because we don't want. So I was just saying, cows belong to all Maasais. So we have only two things to actually to know that this cow belong to you. Because cows, if it is a black cow, you cannot really know because it's a black and you have also a black cow. So what actually make us to know? We have a system of we have to have a brand. Maybe Frederick can have his own brand. Maybe he can actually put on the leg. Me, I can put on the next to the mouth. So by branding cows, automatically when a cow gets lost, you can know this cow belongs to me. We have also what we call ear knotting. We have a knife whereby you can actually cut one of the ear, and then the other one you can put three cuts. So by also having ear knotting, automatically when a cow gets lost, they can actually maybe, if my cow go from here to Uppsala, they can say this cow belongs to Daniel because this is a Daniel brand. We have family brand. And then ear knotting belong also to Daniel. So can you boys, can you take this cow back to Daniel? So we can know our cows by actually branding and ear knotting. Otherwise, we don't have very much different, only that I have seen a lot of snow.
We are tracking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm moving forward.
Daniel, it's so interesting to hear your story. What do you have looking into the future? How are you planning to develop your way of wildlife tourism? Do you have any plans? Do you have any ideas to inspire us even more?
Yeah, actually, we are trying to have what we call conservancies, even within our Maasai ecosystem, not really as the Masai Mara Game Reserve belong to Narok County Council. But we Maasais have seen that this actually is a very important aspect, and we are tending to have conservancies, whereby we can also conserve our animals because we don't have fence. So these animals move freely. So we can also have conservancies, whereby you can conserve your own animals with your own area, and actually tourism can come and have a look at near to the villages. So we have also a Mara management plan, whereby we have a lot of people who expert from. We have a lot of Wasungus, African expert in Nairobi,
white
white,
Europeans,
yeah, who are actually trying to look for many, because we have many lodges coming in, up and mushrooming, and we said no, this is not good for the wild animals. And also they are closing the corridors, and we are opening the corridors so this animal can actually move freely. Because when animal, I'm sure we have also animals like what you have here, like wolves. When an animal had no corridor, if the corridors of an animal may be closed, it can try to look somewhere else to pass. So that is why when you came across, and maybe you have an accident with an animal, because the corridors of animals should be actually lived. If people want to live in harmony with animals, they should actually have animals corridors, like elephants. They must. If you put a village in elephant corridors, it will be a problem.
Animal corridors, that's the solution. Do you have any advice to give to us here in Sweden, people working with wildlife tourism?
I just say the wild animals are very important to the country. I just want to say it also, wild animals could be conserved. They have a right to be conserved. And actually, it's only that all of us can have a dialogue, a sitting, and see ways of actually putting these animals to survive. That's the only thing I can tell them. Yeah.
Very wise.
Like now we are, tomorrow we travel up north and we will go to the traditional Sami market in Jokkmokk. That's the market number 407, I think, actually. And we will meet a lot of reindeer herders and some tourist developers, like working with Visit Sápmi. That's the new kind of Sami collaboration to develop Sami tourism all over Sweden, from Dalarna and up. And this summer we are also planning to, you and your friends, like Kim and his wife also, and a younger girl, they're working a lot with handicraft and developing business with handicraft. We are also visiting the annual calf marking in Svaipa, Sommarby, I think.
In summer, so I'm
summer,
coming back.
You're coming back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Daniel Oloka, and thank you, Fredrik Broma, for coming here, telling us everything about this inspiring way of wildlife tourism.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Some cards of my camp for those who want to visit Africa, Kenya. Please, you can get a card from me, and you can visit me in Masai Mara. I'll be a very wonderful guide for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
God bless you.